Hi everyone, my name is NHokanson, and today we're going to go through my presentation here. So let me just share my screen real quick and we'll get on into it. All right, so for the company that of my choice, I chose Dove because honestly, throughout the years, I've seen them come out with some very questionable ads. So it drew my attention to them immediately when this project came up. So let's just jump right on in and we'll talk about some of this stuff. Okay, so what is the Dove brand? Dove is a line of skincare products that host a diverse lineup, which includes soap, moisturizer, deodorant, and shampoo slash conditioner. Dove makes it their mission to promote the beauty in everyone, tailoring their website and ad campaigns to be all about beauty in each and every individual, while also promising products that make your skin and hair happy and healthy. So I went to their website to find out a little bit more about them. And as you can see from their general like promotions and stuff, you can kind of tell what the company's about. So it's a lot about self-care. It talks about what the product does, so like washing away germs. And then it talks about their mission statement, which is the Dove Self-Esteem Project was created from a vision where beauty is a source of confidence, not anxiety. We've reached over 82 million young people with self-esteem education, and by 2030, we're aiming to have helped a quarter billion build their positive body image. And this last one says, skincare. There's confidence in beautiful skin, which is why our skincare range delivers indulgent care to transform your routine into a pleasure. So I took it upon myself to pinpoint nine important things that like from their business model. So I thought number one was their value proposition. So they make sure that their product delivers on what it's supposed to do. So as you can see, this one says deeply nourishing. So it's probably a moisturizer that like helps nourish your skin. And then they have a diverse product range. So as I said before, they have like soap and lotions and different shampoo, stuff like that. Market segmentation, as you can see from their website over here, you can see like the diversity that they show. So you got like a woman of color, two women of color actually, and then you also have like children, and each one hits kind of a different ethnic group. So it kind of just shows like the diversity and the market that they're trying to reach. Branding and advertising, they have a lot of major ad campaigns, and some of them are pretty good, and other ones are what I'm going to be talking about today. Quality and innovation, so they focus on R&D, so research and development to improve product quality. So they're always looking to make changes and adapt their formula and stuff like that. Distribution channels, they utilize a wide array of distribution channels, so not just being in stores, shelves, but like also online and stuff like that. Social and environmental responsibilities. So they have a lot of ESG campaigns, which are unfortunately the ones that tend to not be as great as the others. Customer engagement. They focus on making sure they reach out to their consumers on social media and like find out what they like. Competitive pricing. So Dove also focuses on being affordable and accessible to everyone. So here's the ad that really was in the back of my mind when I was thinking about this project. This one came out in 2017, and I actually remembered it because it was just so absurd. So here's this ad.
To name your egg company after
Sorry
meadows
for the
or
ad.
valleys?
Just a second here.
If your hens don't roam on meadows, valleys, or
Kind of give
farms,
some commentary as the
you should
video
prioritize
plays.
Vital Actual Farms. Just a thought. Vital Farms, keeping it both free.
So it's a simple ad about like just this new shower product that they're coming out with, but as you can see, it's about people like ripping off their shirts and like it's a different colored skin, but people were mad about the black woman pulling off her shirt and turning into a white woman. As you can see, like a lot of their stuff was essentially about like uh it basically showed that like if you use our product and you're a woman of color, like you're gonna turn white is like basically how all consumers took it. Like everyone was like so offended by this and they could not believe it. And then This video talks about like another time when they dropped the ball. This one I don't really have in my presentation, but if I don't know if you would remember this or not, but they also got in trouble in 2011 because they did this before and after thing, and as you can see, it's like a woman of color and then another woman of color, but she's like a little bit lighter skin, and then a white woman in the after section. So this was like a very tone deaf ad that they put out like in 2011, and this one from 2017 reminded a lot of people of that one. So this is their apology. I think they showed it in the video, but just to go over, it says an image we recently posted on Facebook missed the mark in representing women of color. Thoughtfully, we deeply regret the offense it caused. So they did apologize for it. So consumers responded, and this is from the New York Times. So one woman wrote, "What exactly were y'all going for? What was the mark? I mean, anyone with eyes can see how offensive this is. Not one person on your staff objected to this. Wow, we'll not be buying your products anymore." Another woman from the same article wrote, "This is gross. You think people of color can just wash away their melanin and become white? What were you going for exactly? Your creative director should be fired." And then I kind of created a pros and cons chart for this. So I think they do have the right message about beauty in everyone. And they did apologize rather swiftly to the problem. However, consumers were unhappy with their apology because they felt it was very tone deaf and like they were ignorant about the whole situation. And then the ad is clearly in poor taste, and anyone can really see that. And then also, women of color thought as though Dove like was saying their darker skin was dirty and white people were better. So while I was doing this research trying to find this old ad, I actually found out that Dove is in trouble again because they were attacking video games. So I'm gonna play this ad for you that Dove released, and it's actually very new. Just came out like a month ago. People are really mad about this one. I just want to point this out. So they say, let's make virtual beauty real. So this is playing off their original slogan of like real beauty. So they just changed it to fit the video game. But yeah, so I mean that seems wholesome enough, right? Or whatever. They're like trying to just make sure that they're promoting body positivity and all that stuff. Well, actually, people were really mad about this. And I mean it's not to say that like it's not a good idea to promote body positivity, but the way they went about it just made everyone feel uncomfortable. And like also people were really mad because a lot of gamers were like, well, actually, women are really well represented in video games. There's a lot of titles of video games that have like female lead characters, like this whole top row here. And like nowadays, when you play video games, like there's always a male or female option. So I don't understand where that underrepresented part comes from. And then as well, here's the Twitter comment thread from this. So people actually, they were trying to make it body positivity, but everyone took it as you're calling everyone fat. So this one says, I hate that at Dove is suggesting that only unhealthy women enjoy video games. So that's an example of that. Um, they were saying, what is wrong with having fit athletic heroes in today's culture? We have an obesity epidemic in today's culture. This isn't body positivity. It is normalizing unhappiness through unhealthy eating, which I thought was a really interesting take on this. That's like pretty pretty out there. This one like plays with our class and how we talked about Bud Light and how they should just stick with beer. These two are like, or actually these three are talking about like stay in your lane, maybe go back to soap. What does this have to do with washing your face? And then this one's talking about like eliminating stereotypes by perpetuating a stereotype of overweight woman as gamers. So, I mean, you could see that people were pretty upset about this. So this one actually I put more cons than pros just because of their approach to it. So for the pros, I would say that they had the right mindset again of promoting diversity and the beauty in everyone. However, they continue to promote the idea of beauty in everyone in an in an offensive way. They are not part of the video game space and should ultimately stay out of something that they do not fully understand. So what I mean by this is actually they here there's a full image on the my cover slide here. They actually show all these different women with different like disabilities or like being overweight or this one's albino, I'm pretty sure, but basically they're showing all these different women and be like, why can't you have characters like this? And a lot of people like took to the Twitter comment thread and we were like, well, you don't understand video games at all, because if you had a character in a wheelchair like this, they would be at an immediate disadvantage because there's something in video games called a hitbox. And if you're a character with a wheelchair, this wheelchair is going to count as your hitbox. So if someone like shoots at you or something and your wheelchair gets hit, it will do damage to you, which is an unfair disadvantage to the people playing the game. So that was a lot of the outrage about it. Like, oh, like you don't understand video games at all. Like, why are you even talking about this to us? Consumers were also angry because they felt like it was just a woke activism ESG grab. So they actually called them out for it. They were like literally like this comment right here says called the names to raise your ESG score. So clearly like people are aware of like what's going on. And then women in the gaming world are outraged, feeling as though Dove is assuming that all gamers are overweight, which you saw from a lot of the comments. And then Dove responded to all these tweets in a horrible way. They literally just said thanks for sharing, which I thought was just kind of like a half-assed excuse, like kind of they didn't even think they did anything wrong. They're just like, okay, thanks for sharing. So yeah, in conclusion, I think Dove should just stick with soap and stop like trying to meddle in such like an activist way. It's okay to promote like beauty in everyone and all that stuff, but stick to like selling soap and try to avoid any kind of like dicey transitions in your next major ad campaign, or stop trying to meddle in video games because clearly like they don't know that space and should just stay out of it. You know what I mean? So thank you for listening, and have a good rest of your day.